Hi friends, in this video we will see Cauchy's integral formula for derivative of analytic function. Right, I have already posted one video on Cauchy's integral formula for analytic function. For that the formula is given by, hope you know that it is what you call f of z is equal to 1 by 2 pi I, right, z naught, right? So that is equal to f of z divided by z minus z naught dz. This is what Cauchy's integral formula, right? Here it is for simply analytic function f of z. Here we don't have derivative, but here we will have a derivative. You see f dash, right? So that is the only difference between the original integral formula. It is the same integral formula which is applicable for derivative of f of z. So this is for simple integral formula is for f of z, it is for f dash, right? That is the only difference. Okay, so before you go through this video, please refer my video on Cauchy's integral formula. Once you know that, this video is very simple to understand, right? Otherwise it is very critical. Okay, the statement is the function f of z should be analytic, first condition, right? Whatever the problem they give analytic function only, no need to worry about in the exam, especially TNEB exam. The function f of z is analytic within and on a simple closed curve, right? And a is a point lying inside. That is very important point. Whatever Cauchy's integral theorem or integral formula, residue theorem, everything, the point should lie inside the curve. Otherwise the answer is 0. So if the point A is lying inside the curve and f of z is analytic, then f dash of A is equal to 1 by 2 pi f of z divided by z minus a whole square dz. Right? In general, in terms of n, it is first order derivative. For nth order, we write f of integral c f of z divided by z minus z naught n plus 1 dz is equal to 2 pi I divided by n factorial f of n fn z naught. This is what we have to remember, right? If you remember this one, you can apply it for anything. Even you can apply it for a simple analytic function. You see here, when you have a f of z naught, that is n is equal to 0. Here you see z minus z naught whole power 0 plus 1. So n is 0. So n0 means the answer is 2 pi I divided by 0 factorial is 1, 2 pi I f of 0 z naught. F of 0 is not 1, right? It is a differentiation is 0. That is no differentiation, f0. That's what your answer, 2 pi I into f z naught, right? So that is a simple thing. Similarly, for if we have a problem with denominator is having power of 2, you see it is like n plus 1, right? N plus 1 is equal to 2, so n is equal to 1. So what is the answer? 2 pi I divided by 1 factorial. So 1, 2 pi I, n is equal to 1 f dash of z naught. Similarly, if denominator has z by z minus z naught power 3, what will happen? It is 2 pi I, so here put z naught, right? Then only everything is z naught. If it is a, everything should be a. So 2 pi I divided by n is equal to 2. N plus 1 is 3, n is equal to 2, 2 factorial. Here n is equal to 2. So f double dash 0. Right? Similarly, for fourth order, if we are denominator is having f of z divided by z minus z naught power 4 dz, what is the formula? General formula is 2 pi I, n factorial is 4 factorial, n factorial is 3 factorial, because n plus 1 is 4, right? So here you see n plus 1 is equal to 4, n is equal to 3. So this is 3 factorial f triple dash z naught. It's simple. So now we solve the problem. What is the first problem? dz by z square dz mod z is equal to 2. So the first problem is integral dz z square e power z mod z is equal to 2. So what is the first thing we have to remember? First we have to check whether the given point lies inside the curve, this curve, right? So I can write as per the Cauchy's formula dz, I can write this e power z will go up, e power minus z. This I can write as z minus 0 square. So it is power 2, so n is equal to 1, right? This implies n is equal to 1, f of z is numerator is e power minus z, z0 is 0. This is what our z0, right? Compared to general formula, you see what is general formula. This is what our general formula. F of z divided by z minus z0 n power 1. This is the general formula, right? So here you see, first we have to check whether z0 is lying inside z, first thing. Whenever you solve the problem like this, first check. Here z0 is equal to 0. If you substitute here 0 is less than 2, so it is surely lies inside the circle. It is a z is equal to 2 circle, in that 0 lies inside, so surely it is inside. So we can apply the Cauchy's integral formula. Since it is power 2, we have to use Cauchy's integral formula for derivative of analytic function. What is that? F of z divided by z minus z0 whole power n plus 1 dz is equal to 2 pi I divided by n factorial fn z0. Right? Here what we are having? Here we are having e power minus z divided by z minus 0 squared dz. Here what is the right hand side? 2 pi I n factorial. N plus 1 is equal to 2. Compare this. So n is equal to 1 factorial and f n is equal to 1. F dash of z0 is equal to 0. Right? So I want answer for f dash of 0. What is f of z? F of z is e power minus z, right? F of z is e power minus z. So e power minus z. What I need is f dash of 0. F dash of 0. So first I find f dash of z minus e power minus z. So f dash of 0 is minus 1. So my answer is 2 pi I divided by 1 factorial into minus 1 minus 2 pi I. So the answer is minus 2 pi I. Very simple problem, right? Okay, so that is equal to minus 2 pi I. Second problem is dz by z minus 2 whole square, right? Okay, with mod z is equal to 1, right? So integral dz by z minus 2 whole square mod z is equal to 1c. So it is 2. So Cauchy's integral formula for derivatives. So first what we have to do? First we have to check what is f of z. F of z is equal to 1. Z0 is equal to 2. This is what 2. And we have to check whether z0 is inside the circle. This is z is equal to 1 circle, but z0 is 2. This is 1 means 2 will be here. So the points lies outside. Outside mod z is equal to 1. So as per Cauchy's theorem, dz by z minus 2 whole squared is 0. Right? What is the condition? I told the points must lie inside the circle. If it is outside the circle, the answer is 0. Next problem is z into e power z divided by z minus 1 whole cube, where mod z is equal to 3. Okay. So the problem is, this is also very good problem. Let us see that what is the problem is. C dz into e power z divided by z minus a whole cube dz, z minus 1, right? Z minus 1 whole cube dz, where mod z is equal to 3. So first we check whether z is equal to 1 lies inside. Yes, of course. So we can apply Cauchy's integral formula, and n is equal to 2 here. Because n plus 1 is equal to 3, so n is equal to 2. F of z is equal to z into e power z, right? So since it is a power of 3, so what we have to do is we have to apply Cauchy's formula for derivatives. So what is the Cauchy's formula for derivative? I write is f of z divided by z minus z naught dz c is equal to 2 pi I by n factorial fn z naught. So for my problem, f of z is z e power z divided by z minus z naught Z minus Z naught is 2. What is my Z naught? Z naught is 1. Z minus 1 cube, so it is n plus 1, right? So dz, that is given by 2 pi I. N plus 1 is, n is equal to 2, n plus 1 is equal to 3. So n is equal to 2. So 2 factorial into f double dash z naught. So I need f double dash z naught. Z naught is equal to 1. From here, z naught is equal to 1 also. So what is my f of z? F of z is equal to z into e power z. Yes or no? Z into e power z. So I want in my answer f double dash of z naught. So f dash of z is equal to uv z into e power z plus e power z. F double dash of z. F double dash of z is equal to, again z into e power z is given as z e power z plus e power z. E power z is e power z. So z into e power z plus 2, that is differentiation, right? Dash. So z e power z plus 2z. What I need is f double dash of z naught. Z naught is equal to 1. So f double dash of z naught, that is equal to 1. F double dash of 1. So wherever we have z substitute 1 into e power 1 plus 2 into e power 1. So 3 e power 1. Right? So 3 e power 1, that is what this answer. So now what I have to do? Substitute in the answer. So f dash of z naught we got, z naught is equal to 1. So 3 e power 1. So 2 pi I divided by 2 factorial is 2, 3 e power 1. 2 cancel, pi I 3 into e. That's what my answer. That is given by z e power z divided by z minus 1 whole cube dz. Right? Very simple problem. Steps are lengthy but easy to solve. Right? I hope you understand this problem. If you have any doubt, please ask me in comment section. I will clarify. Thank you.